Welcome to Oulton Broad in Lowestoft, the country's most eastern town, for the opening round of the Powerboat GP Championship, the country's premier circuit racing series. The headline class for the weekend is the F2 Cats, catamarans with 200 horsepower outboard engines capable of speeds of over 130 miles an hour. This is not a sport for the faint-hearted. 3 heats over the weekend will be combined to give a result for the winner of this first round of the British Championship. And who better to tell us more about it than the British champion, Malcolm Goodman. Malcolm, 130 miles an hour on water, that's frighteningly fast.
Yeah, you do get quite a buzz from it. It's very exciting.
But how do you slow it down? Have you got brakes?
No brakes, just one pedal, accelerator pedal, and you've got to lift off to slow the boat down.
You lift off, friction in the water slows it down.
Yep.
Well, that's quite simple then. Well, just turn the wheel and accelerate. I mean, what else can you do?
You've also got some more buttons in here. You've got up and down, which moves the engine up and down. It depends on the conditions of the water. If it's rough, you can drop the engine deeper to get more grip. When it flattens off, you can lift the engine up, get some more RPM,
Okay.
Get the boat moving. You also have trim buttons, which are on the back of the wheel, which coming into a turn, you trim in.
When you say trim, what does that actually do with the button?
Actually moving the engine in, which will bring the front of the boat down. And then on the exit of the turn, you have out trim, which trims the engine back
So what
out.
lifts the boat up off the water?
Right out the water, fly the boat, get as much air under it.
And you said fly the boat. I've seen films of these boats literally. Is that because you use too much trim?
Too much trim, you can fly the boat too much and you end up the wrong way up.
What about this Oulton Broad circuit? Is this a typical circuit?
Oulton Broad circuit is a bit unusual circuit. It's a straight up and down, tight turns, spin turns. Gets very rough coming down into the wherry turn, but I like it. It's a good, exciting circuit for me.
The boats line up in their qualifying order, held by one of their crew, waiting for the lights to come on. And only when the lights go out can they start their engines and begin the 500-metre charge to the first corner.
So, with a ballistic lap time then in pole position. He set pole position earlier on during the course of the day, and now he starts in pole position, but he doesn't get away. Malcolm Goodman for the first heat of the Formula 2 Powerboat GP Series, round 1 here at Oulton Broad, and he didn't get the start, did he? And it was Alan Marshall, and you can see Alan Marshall then just dropping back in the picture now, and Goodman in boat number 90, the young man from the Lancashire Powerboat Racing Club, now has the clear start. These are all Formula 2 powerboat, and they are all powered by Mercury 2-litre engines. Some of the others are the Optimax engines, which are, of course, the 2.5 litres. But here we go then, and Oulton Broad, a very narrow circuit, and already round into the wherry turn, the bottom turn. It's the tightest turn in powerboat racing. It gets very rough, very choppy. And there is the leader, Malcolm Goodman, in boat number 90. And now we see Sven Hammer then in boat number 50 as they head off towards the top turn, and Sven takes it wide. And it's Ian Wright then in boat number 98 who now goes level pegging and gets himself up a position there, and Sven Hammer in boat number 50 pushed out wide at the top there. It doesn't matter, there's lots of room at the top on this two-boy racecourse here at Oulton Broad. But there is second position man there, 34, you just see in the picture, Alan Marshall. Third position is 98, Ian Wright. And we just watched some of the back markers go through, and surprisingly, the ex-Formula 3 world champion, and we ride on board with him now, Ian Andrews, and you can see how much it actually takes out of you. You have to be physically fit, and Ian Andrews then looking like he's struggling a little bit there just to fight with this very powerful Optimax 2.5-litre engine. So now we look across the water then, and on the mission at the moment really is boat number 98, and that is Ian Wright trying to catch up with Alan Marshall as we just ride on board now with Graham Palfreyman. He has now had 1 season in Formula 2, and he's now being charged by Ian Andrews in boat number 9, and Ian Andrews now getting on with the job and gets himself out of that last position, and that's where we expect to see Ian Andrews out of last position and moving through the field. In the meantime, the race leader still, boat number 90, pulled up quite a gap now, hasn't he, over 34 Alan Marshall, the man from the Windermere Powerboat Racing Club as it originally was. He's being chased though. You've got to watch this battle because he's being chased by number 98, Ian Wright from the Midlands Powerboat Club. And Ian was the first Formula 2 driver to go with the Optimax engine, and he's had it for a couple of seasons now. And now we ride on board with Carl Wigg, and Carl Wigg is the brand new rookie driver for 2012. It's a brand new outfit for him, and Carl Wigg round the turn, trims it out, but he's already in the process of being lapped by the race leader, and you can just see in the background Malcolm Goodman in number 90. And Goodman really is on form here today, and Malcolm Goodman, the 2000, as we ride on board in fact with Malcolm Goodman, but he is the 2011 national champion. Started his racing career in fact in juniors, worked up through the field. He actually went to monohull racing and then into hydroplane racing, where he was very, very successful. But he's really got to grips with his Formula 2, and you can see really there from that shot how tight it is at the Wherry turn. And I think now next on the hit list surely will be that of Graham Palfreyman for Malcolm Goodman to lap. In the meantime, the teammate, Malcolm's teammate, Ian Andrews, is quietly getting on with his job, as we just see Malcolm Goodman now being lapped there. So Malcolm Goodman now lapping Graham Palfreyman. And now we go back up towards the top end of the racecourse, and Goodman makes the boat settle nicely, and what we have in front of him, he will have a steering wheel, and on the steering wheel a trim button so you can adjust the angle of the engine. When you come into a corner, you lower the engine down, you trim it in, it brings the front of the boat down. Accelerating away out of the turn, you make the boat dance, and you see it dance, didn't you, just a little bit then. So into the turn, trim out, and he's trimming out now. The front you can see just rising up out of the water. Down the straight, you get as much air underneath the tunnel as possible. You make it dance on probably the last 6 inches, and if you trim out too much, then really you are over backwards. Back to the race then. In the meantime, who would have thought this would have happened at the start of the day? Malcolm Goodman, the race leader in boat number 90, now about to lap his teammate Ian Andrews, and these two have been testing together, pre-season testing at Carmill in Lancashire, but now the teammate of Ian Andrews goes through, and Malcolm Goodman now puts Ian Andrews 1 lap behind in this race. And you can see now how much visibility there isn't in a Formula 2 powerboat, as Malcolm Goodman tries to get past Carl Wigg once again in a lapping situation. So we are then coming towards the closing stages of this Formula 2 race. So Goodman really has led from start to finish. Alan Marshall, who we've not really seen a lot of, but he is there or thereabouts in the mix of things in that second position spot. But it is Goodman who is running away with this first heat. They have 3 races during the course of a weekend, and all 3 of the heats are to count. All the points are added up at the end of the day, and the overall winner is obviously the man with the most points. And today, so far, Malcolm Goodman takes the win and the checkered flag, the first one of the day. And it's Alan Marshall in number 34 who collects 2nd position, and 3rd position then you can see Ian Wright. So just to confirm, Goodman wins, Marshall 2nd, and a brilliant drive from Ian Wright in that 3rd position spot.
While the F2 Cats might be grabbing all the headlines, one of the main support events this weekend is for the juniors. And it may surprise some of you to know that I actually started my motorsport career in one of these, which is why I've always worn an orange crash helmet, because that's the regulation colour in powerboat racing, so you're more easily seen should you end up in the water. Now these juniors are monohulls of a maximum of 3.1 metres in length and a minimum weight of 210 kilograms, and they're powered by a 15 horsepower engine. They're capable of speeds of up to 40 miles an hour. In fact, just over is the record, and I can assure you that's exciting enough on water. This boat is the boat of the 2011 world champion, Ben Jelf. Ben, a world champion at what age?
11 years old.
11? What more can you do? You've conquered the world already.
Nothing really much more.
So you've got to stay in juniors for how many more years? You can't move up the ladder.
Until I'm 14. Yeah.
But you never thought about, you know, going into car racing? You know, you don't get wet at all in cars.
I know, but you get more thrill into boats.
So Formula 1 world champion in about the year 2020, maybe?
Maybe.
Well, good luck this weekend, Ben.
Thank you.
Jessica, how's the boat performing?
It's fine, thank you. It's really
Fine. Fine's not good enough. You've got to beat this Ben boy, haven't you? Can you beat him today?
hopefully, yeah.
How long have you been racing for?
In this boat, this is my second time out, but I've been racing for about a year before in another boat.
So what's the secret to going fast in a junior boat?
Oh, you have to keep your foot down and you have to be quite brave with it, so you're not can't chicken out when it comes to it.
Well, good luck for the weekend.
Thank you.
So these are our young competitors here. They age from the ages of 9 years old. So you are about 15 or 16. By that time, of course, you're too heavy. But these are our youngsters, our young junior drivers. They are powered by 15 horsepower engines. They're all four-stroke, all green engines. And it's young Ben Jelf, really, who set the pole position in qualifying. Ben Jelf in number 4. He is a past world champion, a European champion, and of course national champion. And we ride now on board with young Ben Jelf, who is the age of 11 years old, and Ben round the wherry turn. This turn is very tricky. It doesn't matter if you're in a Formula 2 or a small junior craft, and in fact that proves how tricky it is. And that's Jessica Beaumont having a big contact there with number 8, and we see once again from a different angle that she actually had contact, causing a race stoppage. And now we go into the restart, and Ben Jelf in that pole position. And it's young Tegan Goodfellow, one of our young lady drivers, really not getting away from the start. Ben Jelf is already up and away, and it's all important to have clear water in Powerboat Racing. He's being chased, though, still by these two, and it's Thomas Mantrip in number 12, but Tegan Goodfellow, she did get away in the end in boat number 8. But who can stop this young lad, Ben Jelf, who collects another checkered flag in already a short racing career? And it's Thomas Mantrip fighting with Tegan Goodfellow to the line, but it will be Tegan Goodfellow who just manages to beat Thomas to the checkered flag.
Charlotte, you had a bit of an exciting first race, didn't you? What's this sort of sticky tape on the side of your boat covering?
It's like a big crack. She just crashed into the side of me and obviously hit my head, and it was giving me a bit of a shock.
So is there any inquiry about this, or is it all a racing incident, as they sometimes like to call it?
I think it's just a racing incident.
Now, Thomas, there you were, second place, right the way to the last corner. Thomas, what went wrong?
Well, I just got beaten by a girl.
No.
Because I think what happened is I was coming around the turn, boy. I knew she was there, so I really tried my hardest, and I knew that was the last lap, and then she just got past me, so it's typical.
So no one can stop Ben Jelf then, who won all 3 heats, and Tegan Goodfellow was second, and Thomas Mantrip got beaten by a girl and finished in 3rd position. And there we have the official results then. Ben Jelf the winner, Tegan Goodfellow second, Thomas Mantrip in 3rd place.
Well, that's it for the juniors. After the break, the F2 Cats are back on the water.